welcome back to my channel. I am Mariah, and today we're going to talk about why I am no longer on a plant-based diet. So if you've been part of my channel from the beginning, you'll know that I was a vegan or on a vegan diet, and then somewhere down the road I met my now husband and said, ooh, I can't feed him tofu. I went on the ketogenic diet, which was so detrimental to my health and my weight and just every part of my life. Not to mention, in that time we discovered my now husband has lactose issues, so it wasn't good for him either. And then I decided I would go back eating plant-based because that's when I felt the healthiest and had the most energy and felt the most alive. So I have been back fully plant-based since probably, I'd say about 18 months now, okay? So I've been back faithfully plant-based, did it for my health reasons, did it just to feel better, to do better things. My family has a history of health issues, whether it be diabetes or, my grandfather on my dad's side had a massive heart attack when he was relatively young. And there just tends to be blood pressure issues and all of that in my family. And I know that most of these illnesses, if not all of them, are food related. So I have really been on a mission to just capitalize on my health and making my life healthier, and in doing so helping my son to learn how to eat healthier and making sure that we all are just the healthiest we can be. Now, I'm the only one in my family that eats fully plant-based. My son and my husband, when we eat out, don't always opt for those options, but in my house, that's what we cook. So I'd say about 6 months ago, I discovered some of my favorite vegan YouTubers, Dani Lauren, Nikki Vegan, Nisha Ballasara, and Hannah Hagler. And I found Dani's videos and I just really enjoyed her. She was kind, she was light. A lot of times you can find vegan YouTubers and they're so intense. Do it now, all or nothing. Fake meat's as bad as real meat. Using your old leather purse, you're a terrible vegan. You should throw that away and be super wasteful. And all that's very off-putting, right? It just makes you feel like, oh, well, this is like really intense and it's supposed to be about compassion, but I don't see compassion here. And so I never really even looked into the ethical reasons to be vegan. Never even had any interest. Well, then I started following Dani. Actually, I started following her because I am currently trying to conceive, and she had some videos of being vegan and pregnant, and I really just enjoyed watching them while she was pregnant with her boys. So that's where I started following her, but I just really got into her videos. And then they started this channel called The Vegan View. I love it. If y'all haven't watched it yet, go to the description box. I'm linking The Vegan View and actually each of their channels in my description box below. Go check them out. Tell them I sent you. I love their channels. I love them. But particularly The Vegan View, because they get a lot of vegan guests on from all different walks of life. So I had started doing this research. Let's back up. I watched What the Health, which really showed me like the side of the food industry in America that is subsidized and that is so for profit that it will give you misinformation. But what else it showed me that I didn't know is where Big Ag chooses to put their farms, particularly hog farms. So hog waste has to be stored. It is extremely toxic. Bad stuff. It creates this like mist. If there's a foam over it and then the mist from underneath explodes, it can like kill people just from the explosion that can be created just because hog waste is that toxic. Great picture, right? Cool. So on What the Health, they were talking about how these big ag farms are put into these low-lying areas, like in North Carolina, we're gonna get into this soon, low-lying coastal areas that are predominantly poor and people of color. And these people are sick and they don't have good insurance to get taken care of, but also they keep getting sick because they live by this toxic waste dump. Imagine living in a home by a chemical waste plant. and you and your kids and your grandkids are sick and you don't have the money to leave. So you are trapped, sick, with your kids sick. Oh, and by the way, because you're sick, you're losing all kinds of work. I mean, it is just a nightmare. And I think that is where my step towards ethical veganism started, was how are we caring so little about other human beings? These are human beings that we're like, oh, well, if we put this farm here, they won't do anything about it. And so that's what's happened. They are in predominantly these big egg farms, low income areas, but also low lying. So the recent Hurricane Florence that went through not only killed 4.5 million estimated chickens, something like 7,000 estimated hogs, and these animals' carcasses were just floating in the floodwaters, decomposing and contaminating these floodwaters. But also, all these floodwaters in these low-lying areas where there's lagoons, where they put the waste of about 6 million hogs in, have flooded. They have contaminated the wells. They've contaminated all this stuff. There are families who are living in like tents right now in these little camps because they can't go home, because this hog waste that we're storing, because we're breeding all of these animals just for human consumption and overconsumption, by the way. People don't responsibly eat meat. We eat meat with every single meal. It used to be back in the day, like that was like a treat. And now we take pride in like, oh, I could eat this 48-ounce steak. And then we wonder why America is so fat and so sick and dying. It just blows my mind. So anyways, these areas have flooded and these people can't go home. And so that really got to me. I watched the video, Dairy is Scary. And growing up in Wisconsin, the dairy state of America, man, there's a lot I didn't know about dairy or didn't think about. So like, I didn't think about the fact that in order to get milk, we have to forcibly impregnate the female cow over and over and over and over and over again. Over and over and over. Like, imagine forcibly being forced to be pregnant and give birth and then have that baby taken from you and then just be forced to be pregnant again just so we can take this milk. And with the baby cows, if it's a female cow, she goes to be put into the dairy industry. If it's a male cow, that's how you get your veal, guys, because the milk in your cup is for that baby cow, and since he can't get it, we kill him and we eat him. I mean, all this stuff just started like clicking to me how wrong it is, and how like we're supposed to be taking care of this earth and the planet, and we were given like dominion to take care of these animals. And you know, there's a lot of Christian arguments for or against veganism, and I'm not going to go there. I know that after the flood, you know, in the Bible it says that God gave us permission to eat meat, but I also know I don't think the way we're consuming it or farming it, I just don't think that's okay. So I have this internal struggle, right? And there was a big part of me that didn't want to be ethical because, big, scary, ethical vegan, right? But I'm almost to a point of like, how can I not be? So then, you know, the recent hurricanes happened and the flooding of these lagoons and all these people being misplaced, and it just really like broke my heart seeing pictures of like all these animal carcasses flooding, seeing families that already live in, no pun intended, a shitty area. Now can't even go back to their homes. Some of these are family homes they've had for like 100 years, and they can't even go back to their homes. And then my husband posted this picture. So for our date-iversary, right? We didn't do anything big. We're newlyweds. We're not going to celebrate a date-iversary, I know. But I still wanted to do something like a little sweet, and it was really cold outside, and we really love just like grilled cheese and tomato soup sometimes. And my husband can't eat cheese because he has major lactose issues. So I picked up some chow cheese, you know, the creamy white one. It's so good. and I picked up a good pumpernickel loaf, and I made just tomato soup and grilled cheese vegan. And one of his friends commented a puke face under it. He's like, ew, I'll take my real cheese. I put a puke face, and my husband had posted it like, look how much my wife loves me. She made me this delicious meal. She left a cookie on my windshield at lunch break today. Like, just like posting like a sappy, he loves me and I love him post. And this guy put a puke face, and I got mad. So, well, not mad, but I just like wanted to poke back. And I was like, all right, well, you eat your real pus-filled breast milk, and I'll sit over here with my grilled cheese. No, this turned into him like attacking me, It was so ugly. I had friends like messaging me like, what the heck is this guy's problem? And I felt the need to like defend myself and defend why I was eating the way I was eating. And all of a sudden it clicked. Like I was putting out a lot of information of why I ate vegan for my health and like the history behind it, but just other information on like how dairy cows are treated, and it clicked. So, I'm here to tell you, I am no longer on a plant-based diet. I'm no longer on a vegan diet, because somehow, over the course of the last few months, it has really transformed into, like, this is my lifestyle, and this is part of my belief system, and what I think is ethical and right for our environment, and for our fellow human beings. And I don't think it's right to breed millions of animals just for the purpose of eating them. I don't think you should be born just because we want to kill you and eat you. So there you have it, guys. That's my truth. That's what I have to tell you today. I hope that you learned something from this video a little bit. I'm gonna put some links in the description box down below. If you're not vegan, but you're curious, I just wanna show you some of these channels that are so like supportive and loving and warm, because I feel like there need to be more vegans like that out there. So I'm gonna link the Vegan View below and each of the girls' individual channels. I'm also gonna link the video Dairy is Scary, and I'm gonna link a specific video from the Vegan View that features the Vegan Bros, who I just love, and I love their message. They have a book. Do I have it in here right now? I don't. It's called Vodka is Vegan, and it talks about how to be a vegan without being a total a-hole, and I love them. So all those links are going to be in the description below. If you like this video, I would love if you would comment and hit that like button. Let me know below what you think. And if you're into vegan recipes, what I eat in a day while trying to conceive what my kid eats in a day, vegan taste tests, and just all kinds of fun vegan lifestyle content, I would love if you would consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for the chit chat. I'm Mariah, your Dairy Safe Vegan, and I will talk to you all in the next video. Bye.